my friends. Happy Monday. Today, we are going to do a deep dive on practice growth for the staffless, the faint at heart. Those of us who do not have a team in the office who are still looking to grow their practice. What do we do? Where do we do it? How do we do it? How do we make it as efficient and effective as possible? We're going to go through all of it today. So if you are watching me and you are one of my clients, come meet us in the Zoom. If you are watching us on Facebook and you have any questions, I'm watching here. I can see you guys, so go ahead and drop questions as I go. If we don't already know each other, my name's Dr. Jody Dinnerman. I forgot to hit record. And we're going to go through all of the pointers of my top 3 marketing tools or practice growth tools and how to get it done as efficiently and effectively as possible. I'm going to give you a couple of reminders. One reminder is the most important thing we can know before we dive into growing our practice is who we want to serve and how we want to serve them. That's our foundation. From that foundation, everything grows. If we're not super clear, this is how I want to show up in the world. This is my languaging. This is what I do when somebody comes to my door. This is how I charge. This is how I talk about money. This is what I want to do and study and read to be effective. That's where I want you to start. Then you have your perfect practice member. That's the person who you're building all of this for. A lot of us have this pushback with perfect practice member because we feel that we need to be able to serve everybody. And the truth is that even if we can serve everybody, the concept of perfect practice member is when you're going into prep time to go out there and shake hands and kiss babies, right? There's one person that you have your laser beam focus on. The rest of them are welcome to come and play too. But the more laser beam focused we are with our perfect practice member, the more we're going to attract them into our bee's nest. And once they're in our bee's nest, or what we like to talk about, the yellow umbrella, once they're under our umbrella of the Lead Pilot program, then all we have to do is celebrate them. So I want to go over a few new concepts for you guys. If you're one of our clients and you're in the Zoom with me, this should mostly be a repeat. This should be something that you've heard before. I'm also going to share a lot of free stuff today just because I feel like giving stuff out. I'm in that kind of a mood. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to share our perfect practice member lesson with you. And let me just go ahead and share my screen so that you guys can see where I'm going with this. So the idea with perfect practice member is you go through asking these hard questions. There's a part 1 and there's a part 2 to it. And by the time you're done with perfect practice member, you'll have a really clear picture of who you want to serve and how you want to serve them. Okay, so that's part 1. And if you are watching us on Facebook, I'm dropping the link to this in the Facebook group. Let me just stop sharing. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry. All right, there we go. There's perfect practice member. Walk through that lesson. Come back to me if you have questions about it. I always preface going into perfect practice member with, it's definitely the biggest tearjerker of all of our lessons. It's the one that makes people want to take their computer and throw it out the window. So with that said, if you can take a bunch of really inspiring markers and pens, that's the best way to go through that lesson. So once you have clarity on who you want to serve and how you want to serve them, you're going to start looking at igniting the fire of the practice. And this is what we call our 4-part marketing map. The 4-part marketing map is made up of habits that we were actually just listening. If you guys know the app Loom, or I'm sorry, Noom, Noom, it's like this nutrition balance program. And every day you listen to like a 1-minute tutorial, and it happened to be on habits today. So it talks about how we all have habits that we get into, whether or not we recognize that they're a habit, like brushing our teeth and wiping our mouth off afterwards. So if you look around at what you do on a daily, weekly, quarterly, monthly basis in the office, I guarantee you're going to see some habits surface. Some of the habits that move the practice forward might be we have a lesson called 3 boxes. It might be cleaning out the file drawer on a monthly basis. It might be watering the plants every week. Those are habits that we get into to keep things moving. Our celebrations are the events that we either offer to our community or we participate in our community. So habits and celebrations, and then it's a 4-part marketing map. So there are inside habits, things we do inside the office to keep things moving forward. Inside celebrations we offer inside the office to keep things moving forward. And then we have outside habits and outside celebrations. So the first thing I'm going to say that's a key tool to keeping the practice moving forward as efficiently and effectively as possible is always having a go-to plan for at least the next 3 months. I have tried year after year to do a marketing plan for a year, and I just get disconnected from it. It's too long for me, but I can absolutely do 3 months ahead. I can know this month, next month, and the month after, what I'm going to do habits wise, celebrations wise to move my practice forward. And I invite you to do the same thing. Here comes your second gift. So we have a page online with our books. And the book that I have for the Joy-Filled Practice Plan, the marketing map I just talked to you about, this book goes through all of the habits and celebrations that I've been leaning on for 25 years with my practice here in New Jersey. So some of the ideas are inspired by my mentors in the wellness circles. Other ideas are just things that I was like, you know what, it would be really cool to offer this thing to the community. So that's the Joy-Filled Practice Plan. Along with the plan comes the playbook, which is the planner. This is the book that you take pen to paper and you come up with a weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly plan. Some of the habits for the 4-part marketing map is also in the playbook. So I'm giving you guys a copy of both the book, the playbook, and the plan. And if you watch my screen now, I'm going to share my screen. My books are here. So I'm going to drop this link in the Facebook group. And this is about $250 worth of books, something like that. And all for you for free. So just because I can. It's like one of the coolest things about having books out there is that I can give them away for free whenever I want. I have always been that person who gets more out of giving a gift than receiving it. So here we go. Cheers to me giving this amazing gift to all of you. And I'll go ahead and drop the link to this page again in the Facebook group. If you want the paper version, you can find it on Amazon, and I make like $3 off of each book that we sell. So I'm not attached to you buying it online, but I will say that it's a lot easier to use the paperback version of it than it is the PDF, which I'm sending you a copy of. Okay, let me just share that with the Facebook group before I move on. Hold on 1 second. Going to go to, you know what, it might have popped us off of Facebook. I think it actually did, but that's okay. I'm still here with you guys. So when we're playing with the Joy-Filled Practice Plan, my favorite go-to solution with this is called Honey to Be Networking. And Honey to Be Networking is about, I'm going to go through 2 of them with you. Honey to Be Networking is all about thinking about your perfect practice member. Who are they already? God, this book is so beautiful, you guys. Who are they already going to for care? Who's already serving this person? How are they already getting their wellness needs met? Those are the people who you want to spend your marketing time with. Those are the relationships that we want to nurture in the community. And the idea is if you can house them once a quarter, once every other month. Some people do it once a year. It's really up to once a season. You invite all of those people to come to your office and you do icebreakers with them. You can make it a potluck so it doesn't cost you any money. You can make it a fundraiser and charge $10 at the door. But the idea is that you have them come into your office to connect with each other so that you're building a community for your town that you practice in. The community is all centered around the practitioners and the business owners who are currently serving your perfect practice member. That's Honey to Be Networking. We've got a whole like who, what, where, when, why. We have the Canva swipe file for you too. Like how do you, we've got like a hosting schedule for it. You guys, we thought of everything when it came to the Joy-Filled Practice Plan. So my push to you, my suggestion to you is that you lean into doing something like this in your office. If you're like, Jody, I don't have the space for something like this, then find a partner in the community who's already serving your perfect practice member and have them host it in their office, or charge $25 a head and have it take over a restaurant for an evening. The where doesn't really matter. Ideally, you're having it in your office, because if they're under your umbrella, if they're coming into your um if they're coming into your playground, then they're probably going to play on the toys, right? So I love the idea of a Honey to Be networking on it. I like doing it seasonal. I think that's kind of cool. Like you can have a summer solstice theme, you can have a spring equinox theme, you can have however you want to do it, just make sure you do it. So that's Honey to Be networking. And then the final, my final favorite marketing, this would be a celebration that I have, is it's called, in my practice, I'm serving prenatal and pediatric care, right? So most of my practice members are 30-something moms with the time, energy, and resources to give more and do more for their family. They're busy, they don't have a whole lot of energy to go looking for the practitioners and doing the things. So I'm going to make it as easy as possible for them to find me and learn about how I can serve them. So one of my favorite ways to do that, it's called What's in Your Bag Mama. And again, it's going to be in the Joy-Filled Practice Plan. If you are a physical therapist who specializes in working with people who want to perfect their golf swing, if you are an acupuncturist who work with seniors who are looking to strengthen their immune systems as they're going into their golden years, whatever your corner is, make this relevant to you. In my practice, it's What's in Your Bag Mama. In the PT's practice, it might be what do we carry in our golf bag. In the Sunrise, the people who work more with seniors to strengthen their bones or strengthen their immune system, it might be what do we carry in our purse, right? So, and then the idea is you have an old junky bag in one hand and a really beautiful, well put together bag in another. You're literally standing in front of people. You have everybody come and bring a friend. Everybody in your practice, you invite them to come along and bring a friend. And the friends are the people who you're marketing to, right? Or who you're sharing your offer with. And again, you've got a dumpy bag and you've got a brand new, really beautiful bag. And you fill each bag with product. And the product is in the dumpy bag all of the crap that people load into their bodies, onto their bodies for their health goals, right? The stuff that they're just really poorly educated on, whether it's creams with poison in it or drinking sugar at 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever it might be. Have an example of that in the crappy bag, and then have the antithesis or the organic option of that in the beautiful bag. And you're going through both bags and you're giving, by the way, feedback on that kind of a product. Let me give you a for example. I might talk about in my happy bag, vitamin D. And I might show something like this, which is a really nice quality vitamin D. And then I might show, like in the crappy bag, gummy bears with like red 40 and sugar and all kinds of poison in it in the crappy bag. And I'll talk to them about why this is a better fit for their nerve system, for their immune system. And then I'll drop a, by the way, here's how your nerve system integrates what it gets from vitamin D, and I'll tie chiropractic into it. So it's giving them information. I would also have a really beautiful handout that goes with this. Really good, relevant information on things that are top of mind for your perfect practice member. A bad example of what to use, a great example of what to use. If you're a pediatric and prenatal chiropractor, we focus on things like diaper creams, after school snacks, diapers themselves, Tylenol versus like a Highlands Kid Kit. These are the things that we'll bring into a What's in Your Bag Mama or What's in Your Golf Bag or whatever it might be. And this is a totally free event that we offer to our community, and it will fill your practice like this. Then what I would do at the end of that is I would have a table and I would do free spinal health checks or something like that. And I'd have an opportunity to come into one of my 15-minute consults complimentary. Come learn about what I do. Let me take a listen to what you've got going on and make sure it's a fit. And then we move them through the lead pilot system. If you know, you know. The other thing that I wanted to, so that's number 2. Number 1 is the 4-part marketing map with the Joy-Filled Practice Plan. And I give you a free copy of my books, right? Number 2 is pick 2 celebrations from this book. My favorite 2 are Honey to Be Networking and What's in Your Bag Mama. And then number 3 is the flywheel system. So the flywheel system is essentially a product ladder. It's you saying, and this is going to be a repeat if you've been with me for a minute. It's you saying to your community, this is who I am. This is what I offer. Here's the easiest way to get familiar with my services and the problem that I solve. It's something for free that costs nothing at all, that takes a little bit of time. While you're learning about that, I'm going to nurture you to my first offer. And that offer is going to be something that costs a little bit of money and something that costs a little bit of time. And while you're in that stage of my offer, I'm going to nurture you to the next piece. And that's going to be something that costs a little bit more money, something that's going to cost a little bit more time. This is called our flywheel. And you can imagine it goes in this beautiful circle, right? And the end product of the flywheel is your scary offer. It's that thing that, like, if you were like, I want you to come in for a year and pay in full and bring your entire family, that's going to be your scary offer. And everything in your flywheel is going to nurture your perfect practice member to your scary offer, or what we call your perfect practice member offer. If you can take time now to plan out what's your freebie or your giveaway, how do you get people to click on that freebie or giveaway? What's your little bit of money, little bit of time offer? What's your a little bit more money, a little bit more time offer, and so on and so forth. If you can plan out those stages, you guys are going to save yourself so much time, so much energy, and so much money. And then the idea is all of it's automated. So if somebody is in the first phase of just learning out about you, they're a lead to your practice, you're nurturing them in the first part of the flywheel. If they've already come to your initial consultation, your visit 1, your visit 2, but for whatever reason they didn't invest in care in your office, you're nurturing them in the next part of your flywheel, which would be a little bit more money, a little bit more time. If you can plan all of this out so that all you have to do is click a button, there's not going to be any nurturing. It's all going to happen automatically. And that's the goal, because if we're spending our time writing the same email over and over and answering the call every time it goes and sending the text and writing the birthday cards, like all of those things, that's all time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. So if we can spend the juice of those hours of our daytime hours serving care, in my world, it's hands-on. If my hands can be on for the bulk of that time instead of writing the emails and sending the texts and answering the phone. As much of that can be automated as possible. So just to recap, I want you to get a copy of my books for free. I want you to pick 2 events or 2 celebrations for your community. And I want you to start thinking about your flywheel. If you need more, if you need to dive deep on this, if you're already my client, just raise your hand. If you are not my client yet, the best thing you can do is book a call with me. I'm happy to do a 15-minute freebie discovery call. Let's jump on, see how my world can help your world, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hop off of Facebook. If you are in my Zoom with me, please stay on. And if you are not in my Zoom with me, then go make the world better with great care. And I totally appreciate that you listened so far.